So then, you know, and then you start to think about how should I think about a teacher? And this is I think at least a decade's work on how to think about the teacher properly. And you'll go through all kinds of stages on this. You know, all kinds of stages. Because basically what you're doing is the teacher becomes a field of projection for you. And so you'll go through all your stuff with your teacher. All your stuff, all your insecurities, all your, you know, all your kind of fantasies, it'll all just unfold. And I think about 10, 15 years before you get comfortable with the idea of a teacher. And those 10, 15 years of discomfort are crucial. Crucial. So don't have that kind of fantasy going into a spiritual life of thinking, oh, now I've got a guru, now I've got a teacher, everything's just going to be great. This is what I thought. I thought, oh, you know. No, I interviewed the teacher, and finally, I made a formal request. You know, some people, they email me and say, would you be my teacher? You know, I never even met the person before. You know, I thought it should be a little more formal than that, you know, and personal. So I brought the flowers, and I got on my knees, and I said, will you please be my teacher? And my teacher, first thing he said was, I should have listened. It's going to be hard. That's the first thing he said. That's probably the only thing he said. You know, going to be hard. And so, you know, it's going to be hard for everyone in a different way. For me, it was hard because I thought, well, now that I've got a teacher, I'll just, you know, we'll just have daily phone calls where, you know, we'll check in and Geshe Michael will just, you know, kind of advise me. Because I don't want to be told what to do, of course. But it'll be like a personal advisor, spiritual advisor, and we'll just have daily chats, you know, like, hi Geshe, how you doing? Yeah. How's your day? Yeah, okay, well, I don't really care about that. But my day, yeah, let me tell you about my day and all the advice I need from you, you know, because this happened, that, now what should I do? Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll think, yeah, okay, maybe, yeah, oh, yeah, I'll do that, yeah. I didn't get a single phone call. I don't think I've ever had a phone call from Geshe. Where's Cindy? Have I ever had a phone call? I don't think I've ever had a phone call from Geshe. I've had a couple of emails. Maybe 5 emails. Maybe 5 or 10 emails. You see, it didn't work out that way. It didn't work out the way I thought it was going to work out. And in fact, you know, I was pretty much systematically ignored for many, many years. Systematically. It wasn't an accident, I'm sure of it, looking back at it. I'm absolutely positive it was not an accident. This was probably the single best teaching I could have gotten. It's like years and years and years of just being ignored. Because, you know, because I thought I was special. I thought I was special. I said, I'm special. I'm a professor. I have a PhD. I'm very special. I'm not just kind of special like you guys. I'm more special. And I should have a very close personal relationship with my spiritual advisor without doing much for it, you see. So if you're interested in having a close spiritual friend, if you're interested in having a close relationship with your spiritual friend, you have to create the causes for that. I remember once having a conversation with John Stillwell. Some of you know John Stillwell. He's one of the people that we can thank for the ACI courses. He is the person we can thank. A great man, great practitioner. And, you know, after a couple of years of being systematically ignored, I said to John, you know, this sucks. You know, I took this guy as my guru. What's the point? I never get to have any FaceTime with my guru. Never even pays attention to me. You know, in the old days, it's getting to be like this again now. But in the old days, there used to be like 3 concentric rings surrounding Geshe Michael at any time, you know, and I was on the outside in the 4th, you know, kind of trying to claw my way in, you know, with all these Dharma bums, you know, kind of preventing me. So I was complaining, I was whining to John Stillwell. So, you know, he says, well, have you created the causes for being close to your Lama. I said, well, what does that mean? I brought him flowers. You know, what more? What should I do? He said, well, you know, you have to serve your Lama. You have to serve them. And you know, then I realized, well, you know, I hadn't done much in that regard. And so then I started thinking seriously about how to serve the Lama. So how to think about the Lama, and then the second part of the first part of the Lam Rim is then how to serve the Lama, how to act towards the Lama, how to serve them with your resources, with your time, and with your practice. Resources, time, and practice. So, you know, I tried to serve the Lama in the best way I knew how. And at the end of the 3-year retreat, when, you know, I obviously didn't have any face time with the Lama, but it was before then that I was whining, before I even went into the 3-year retreat. So during the 3-year retreat, I took the opportunity to serve in the way I thought was helpful. And within 2 months of the end of the 3-year retreat, he was staying in my apartment with me. And then you have a whole new set of problems. You go, hey, wait a minute, whoa. Could we have less close of a relationship? No, because if you let them do their job, they will go for the jugular. You know, in whatever jugular it is. If you think that, you know, everyone should pay attention to you, they won't pay attention to you. If they, you know, just little things. So, you know, when I get him into my apartment in Los Angeles, it's then like, you know, I have this little thing, okay? Everyone's got their things, right? I personally think that the act of brushing the teeth should be done in private. I think that's a rather, you know, it's a private thing. I don't want to watch it. So, you know, could you just, so naturally, of course, the first thing that happens is he's kind of, hi, I'm Brian, how are you doing? How are you doing? Hey, what's for breakfast this morning? So all kinds of things like that, you know, from the small to the large. They'll just, if you let them, they'll show you where your buttons are, and then the work begins. You see, that's the work. The work is to let them show you where your buttons are, and then fix those buttons, because they'll tell you how to fix them too. Hopefully, you don't want to show you where the buttons are and just leave you alone. And the way that they help you isn't necessarily through personal advice. I mean, this is I think a sort of a common fallacy, is to think, well, you know, that we should have these kind of personal chit-chats. That, you know, if they teach you the Lam Rim, that's all you need to know, actually. The application of it's up to you. You know, Geshe Michael, one of my teachers and Geshe Michael's teacher, Ken Rinpoche, was this old school, you know, gnarly old Tibetan guy, Tibetan Lama. And, you know, people would come in and they would, like, you know, go off in a like 20, 30 minute, you know, tirade about how they've got this big problem with somebody at work, and, you know, at the end of the thing, you know, Rinpoche had no patience for this. He would just say, like, I taught you the Lam Rim, you know, just go and do it, you know. People would say, like, you know, oh, I get so irritated, this person at work is here. He says just like, don't do that. Now go. Go. Don't be irritating. Now go. Like, well, how much more can they tell you, you know? Where should I go, Lama? Should I stay in Massachusetts, or should I move to California? I have a job offer in California, but here I have this other, you know, relationship. What should I do? So I don't know. It's your life. I'm not your, you know, professional advisor. I can teach you the Lam Rim. I can teach you how to live in general, and then you figure it out, the details. Where are you going to be more? Where are you going to be more useful? In California or in Massachusetts? Then you'll know where to go. You see, apply the Lam Rim. Should I stay in the relationship, or should I leave? Well, I don't know. Which is better for the other person? For you to leave or to stay? Now figure it out. Now go. Now go. You see? You know, right? So you got to have you got to understand what the Lama can do for you. You got to understand who the Lama is. The Lama is your sounding board. The Lama is your divine sounding board, your mirror. And you will see everything in the mirror because it's coming from you. You'll see it in your Lama. And then you'll know what's good and what's bad. You'll know what's good and what you need to fix, right? So here's another thing to not get wrong, which has been gotten wrong a lot. We have really bad luck with lamas. Not because of the lamas, but because we didn't know how to deal with the lamas. You see, one guru after another kind of went bad, right? And that wasn't because they got, we just got a bad lot or something like that. They saved the good ones for Nepal, and they just sent over their losers. That was not reason. That's not the reason. It's because we didn't know how to deal with them. We didn't know that the Lama was empty. You see? We thought that they had some self-existent, from their side, objective qualities one way or the other. We didn't realize that we were just projecting our own stuff on them always. You see? So here's another mistake that you can make. And that is to think, oh, if I have a guru, it means that whatever they tell me to do, I do. Does not mean that. It's never meant that. It doesn't mean that you turn over your personal responsibility to someone else for your life. It does not mean that. It's never meant that. What it means is everything they say and do is a teaching, which is kind of different, you see? Kind of different. Different from whatever they say I do. Whatever they say I literally do. Quite different, you see? A lot of stories about this in the text. I'll just tell you one. About like the 5 disciples who are, hanging around the Lama, probably in a concentric circle so that I can't get in there. And the guru says, I'm a little short on cash. You guys go out and knock off a 7-Eleven. Go rob a 7-Eleven. I'm your guru. I said, go do it. Now go do it. I'm your guru. Go do it. 4 of them leave to go to the 7-Eleven. One of them sits there, right? And he said, I told you I'm a guru. I told you to go rob the 7-Eleven. Guruji, I know you told me to go rob the 7-Eleven. This is how you have to do it, actually, okay? I know you told me to do that, but everything that you've taught me up until now would suggest that you don't really want me to go, knock off the 7-Eleven. It's contradicting everything you've ever taught me. So I'm not going. Respectfully, not going. 4 guys come back with the loot from the 7-Eleven. Guess what the guru says? Get the hell out of here. You never learned anything from me. You didn't learn a single thing from me. Get out of here. This one. Oh, gasapa. This one. The only one who knows, you see? The one who said no. The one who said no. Passed what we call the Lama test. And there's all kinds of Lama tests. All kinds of them. So it never means that you give away your responsibility for your life, for your action. It never means that. But it does mean that you start paying attention. You see? You isolate one person and say, I'm going to pay attention to what she says from now on. Everything, you see? Nothing's just going to be like accidental or go over my head. And that's hard work. It's hard work. It's hard work to try to, number 1, to pay attention, and number 2, to try to figure out what the real message is sometimes, you see? What the real teaching is. And that's the work of Guru Yoga. That is the work of Guru Yoga.